Athaliah usurping the throne, 2 Kings 11. The story of Athaliah, the only woman to rule the kingdom of Judah, is a dramatic episode found in 2 Kings 11. She was the daughter of the infamous King Ahab and Queen Jezebel of Israel. Athaliah's rise to power was marked by violence, betrayal, and idolatry, but her fall demonstrated God's sovereignty and justice. After the death of her son, King Ahaziah of Judah, Athaliah seized the throne by executing all possible heirs from the royal family. This included her own grandsons, as she sought to solidify her position as queen. Her reign introduced a dark chapter for Judah as she promoted Baal worship, continuing the idolatrous practices she inherited from her parents, Ahab and Jezebel. However, unbeknownst to Athaliah, one child, Joash, was saved. Joash was the infant son of Ahaziah and a rightful heir to the throne. Jehoshaphat, the sister of Ahaziah and the wife of the priest Jehoiada, secretly rescued Joash from the massacre. Jehoshaphat hid him and his nurse in the temple of the Lord for 6 years, protecting him from Athaliah's murderous intentions. During this time, Athaliah ruled over Judah, promoting the worship of Baal and leading the people further into idolatry. Jehoiada, the high priest, was biding his time, waiting for the right moment to act. He remained loyal to the Davidic line and plotted to restore Joash to his rightful place as king. In the 7th year of Athaliah's reign, Jehoiada took a bold step. He gathered the commanders of the army, Levites, and other leaders and revealed Joash to them. They pledged their loyalty to him and devised a plan to overthrow Athaliah. Jehoiada's plan was both strategic and steeped in symbolism. He organized a coronation ceremony for Joash in the temple, where he was surrounded by armed guards to ensure his protection. The Levites, who were in charge of the temple, also played a significant role in the plan. At the appointed time, Jehoiada crowned Joash as king, anointed him, and gave him a copy of the law, signifying that his rule was under the guidance of God. When Athaliah heard the sounds of celebration and the shouts of "Long live the king," she rushed to the temple. There, she saw the newly crowned Joash standing by the pillar, the symbol of kingship in Judah, surrounded by guards and the people rejoicing. Realizing she had been outmaneuvered, Athaliah tore her clothes and cried out, "Treason! Treason!" However, her cries fell on deaf ears. Jehoiada, the priest, ordered that she be taken out of the temple and executed to prevent defiling the sacred place. She was taken to the horse gate of the palace, where she was put to death. After Athaliah's death, the people of Judah made a covenant to be faithful to the Lord once again. They tore down the temple of Baal, smashed its altars and idols, and killed Mattan, the priest of Baal. The reign of Joash began under the guidance of Jehoiada, and for a time, Judah experienced a return to righteousness and proper worship of God. This story highlights the dramatic contrast between wickedness and righteousness, as seen in Athaliah's usurpation of the throne and Joash's rightful restoration. It also underscores God's faithfulness in preserving the Davidic line, despite Athaliah's attempts to destroy it, and how he worked through faithful individuals like Jehoshaphat and Jehoiada to protect the future of his people. God's sovereignty, despite Athaliah's attempts to wipe out the royal line of David, God preserved Joash, ensuring that his promises to David would endure. Faithfulness and courage, the bravery of Jehoshaphat and Jehoiada, who protected Joash and restored him to the throne, shows the power of faith and righteousness in the face of evil. Judgment on idolatry. Athaliah's rule introduced idolatry into Judah, but her downfall symbolized God's judgment against such practices and the restoration of true worship. Restoration of the Davidic line. This story underscores the importance of the Davidic covenant and how God remained faithful to his promise to preserve the line of David, from which the Messiah would eventually come.